When it comes down to low birth rate, it is very prevalent among Gentiles all over the planet. In fact, China, they had the one child rule for over 40 years. And they literally sabotaged their own population. Now, India has the number one size population, and China is behind India now because of that. And they were heavily aborting their females, and everybody wanted males. So that's why there's a big disproportion between the number of females and males in their population now. And I don't know how true it is, but they're saying they're still going underground and doing these, wiping out their females, babies, if they find out they're carrying one. So, anyway, they've been trying to push policies for the women to have babies. And if they already have a child, they want them to have more babies. Well, the women over there are saying they ain't having no babies. They ain't having all these babies on demand. So, yeah, well, I would say that's a problem. I don't know how do you get caught up after you stifled your population for 40 years. I don't believe you can ever come back from that, y'all. I don't think you ever can. So, but I'm not surprised about the attitudes of the women. These women are very different from the populations before. So, Chinese women are fed up with Xi Jinping's attempt to make them to have more and more kids. So now the Chinese government is trying to incentivize women to have more children. A government campaign to foster a birth friendly culture is appealing to matchmaking events. Many Chinese women are defying the mounting pressure to have more children. They're saying, many of them are coming out and saying they ain't having nothing. Chinese women are increasingly resisting Beijing's push for more children, put off by government harassment and the burden of child rearing, according to the Wall Street Journal. This defiance poses a crisis for the Communist Party as the nation faces a demographic collapse with fewer than 10 million babies born in 2022 compared to 16 million in 2012. Wow, the seismic demographic shift means by 2040, China is expected to have 400 million people above the age of 60, a higher number than the entire US population. Amid a declining birth rate and aging population, China's leader has urged action, highlighting the urgency to prevent a further decline in China's population. He hold the Communist Party linked All Chinese Women's Federation in October that women must help establish a new trend of family. Wow, this must be really interesting over there because this is what the president is saying. Those women are like, they're not doing it. Wow. So Z also said he wants the Chinese people to actively cultivate a new culture of marriage and childbearing and strengthening guidance on young people's view on marriage, childbirth, and family. That's similar to what's going on here, but a lot of the fact that them folks, they're having a lot of genetic problems. That's why they can't give birth But on top of that, even the women over here are saying the same thing. The Chinese women, they're not having them babies. That's why when Roe v. Wade was overturned, you saw the biggest faces of the women was them folks. We weren't out there in no big numbers. And that's why I used to tell people, oh, black women having all the. No, they're not. White women have always had the most abortions in America. That's why when Roe v. Wade was overturned, they were the biggest ones out in the streets protesting. The biggest ones. And if y'all remember, I did the stories right after Roe v. Wade was overturned, and the men went out in droves getting vasectomies. Okay. A lot of these younger people, they just don't want the family. And I kind of fault America for that because America always propped up having a career and, oh, making money and this and that, but they never upheld the family in a big way. They never did. Never. So now people aren't getting married hardly anymore, and people are not having children anymore. And you raise the culture of money hungry people. And now you expect them to switch that off and just start having babies and getting married. It's not going to happen. They're never going to do it at this point. So if your population and your numbers are down and you are suffering from low birth rate, you will always suffer from it. So, so I mean, I do see the similarities here, other than the one child rule, a lot of the other things are very similar. So, but they're saying Chinese women are pushing back. I can't afford to take care of anything outside of my parents and work, Molly Chen told the Wall Street Journal. Despite efforts to promote family values, party lectures, and cash incentives for having more children. So the government is willing to give them money to have children, just like they be talking about that crap over here, too. That is not going to solve the problem. They look, all of these European nations that are hardly having babies, they've been offering money for years. And it did not turn the birth rate around because, see, what you're looking at is something that's genetic. It's genetic. That's why they can't turn it around even when you offer money. So, anyway, despite efforts to promote family values and party lectures and cash incentives to having more children, young women view marriage and childbearing as impractical, citing economic concerns and limited personal freedom. The shift in mindset is evident in the declining of registered marriages, falling from 13 million in 2013 to 6.8 million in 2022. Wow, that is a big drop. That's a big drop. Well, they're not hardly getting married over here in the US either. So, despite government crackdown on women's rights, activists, the national debate over the treatment of women has erupted. One woman speaking to the journal said that it wasn't long ago that she was dodging fines for having too many children. Now she is being harassed by text messages to have more. Wow. They're even text messaging the women over there to have more. Ooh, man. In the face of Beijing's continued efforts to encourage childbirth, a growing number of women are choosing to remain single and childless, reflecting a complex landscape for China's demographic future. I don't think they have one. I'm just saying, y'all, I don't think they have one. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. You know, it's interesting how all of these Gentile nations are now struggling with giving birth. And on top of that, these women now have the spirit of refusing to have babies, even when they see their people are in trouble with low birth rate. They still don't want to do it. That says a lot. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.